Alright, here's my summary for the Disco Elysium 5 episode that I lost the audio to than when I was talking. So, it starts out on the balcony of the smoker's Sunday friend, which I talked to last time, and then I look through my journal, find that I'll be talking to Joyce, try to talk to who I call Seabass, Clyde, I believe, and then I'll be opening the passage to the other side of town since it's going to be Wednesday, and then it's time to talk to Joyce about reality. I ask what times are these that we're living in, and she says unimportant times, that we were born after the dust settled on the revolution, and that she calls the big time. She explains it was a kerfuffle that happens every 100 years. I asked who got shot in the head, because she mentions people got shot in the head, and she said the communists and anarchists, so I asked if they shot back.
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. Insulindian deluge, they call it.
She said the king also got shot and admits that he was only the king's nephew, and that the real king fled. The mineral rights.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
And talked about how the coalition got the mineral rights. I called them the moralists, and she's bitter about it, but understands. And then she says that I'm a moralist. I asked who started the whole thing.
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
And tell her our lives are very different from each other's. We start talking about the zone of control.
Why? You and I, officer, our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
And then she talks about the 30s. It seems like an important point since I gained experience.
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash. An Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
She talks about not being thrilled about everything, even though her life is good, because she feels like everyone could have gotten more.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova. This raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just we could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we played it right.
I asked her who she is in all this. She asked what I would have done differently.
Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing. The cold runs down your spine as you say the words, like a small electric charge that seeks grounding.
I say at any cost, until humanity is free and the age of capital is past.
Capital is past.
Past? That's what De Briever, the leader of the communards, said, before she got a bullet in her head. Don't get me wrong, capital is finished. But understand this, its end won't free anyone. It will only lead to more suffering.
Kim chimes in.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
I ask her what the acute encephalopathy is.
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
Then the horrific necktie makes another appearance.
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie, out in the open somewhere.
I asked, who are you? And she admits to being an ultra-liberal. Then I choose to forgive her. She goes on like a mini sarcastic rant.
And the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine. It's sharp.
I am the nether creature of the forbidden swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore.
She gets serious and says she would not have relinquished control to the coalition and would have rather burned everything down than let them have it. I ask what the place here is.
This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta.
Cindy the Skull chimes in from across the street, and Joyce explains that she's part of the infraculture, which is basically like rebellious subculture. Then I go to bed.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bird. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself. Let's see how far that'll get you.
Now you've gone off the rails, baby. Now you're stuck sitting here by the tracks, admiring the wreck around you. You just can't help it, looking at yourself. The sum total of your accomplishments. You're just stuck here in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that? Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Some of them are. Some of them are nice. Others are scared.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
A new day starts, and I see the smoker on the balcony at the Whirling in Rags, and I tell him I met his Sunday friend. He explains that Sunday friends are like fair weather friends. They only show up when things are good. I ask him about the detective that came and asked them questions. He said he sounded Oranese, and was muscular, and was speaking into an earpiece. I decided to level up authority to eventually talk to Titus. I tried to get him to talk to me, but there was no luck, and he might hate me more now. And then finally, I get to open the water lock, and I level up authority again. I find a car half sunken in the water. Kim and I wait for the tide to go down, and it ends up being mine. Harry was horrified, but I did find my badge that I was looking for. And I find out my first name is Harrier, but I keep just calling myself Harry, even though I decide I don't like it. And then I find out I'm a higher rank than Kim as well. And my horrific necktie chimes in again.
I remember that time! That was a good time. We had a good work-drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up!
I go
He
in
sounds
a
a
shed
little
and
worried.
find a bow tie and
It's an
pants,
odd habit.
and I put on the bow tie.
You better not fucking think about ditching me for some shitty cum-stained bow tie! You and I are gearing up for the final showdown that's gonna be off all walls. You wait and see!
I walk through the town and find an older lady. As I talk to her, I realize she's one of the people, rather, that I'm supposed to get a signature from on that letter. But she ends up directing me to the other woman, Lillian, to ask her first about it. She talks about her issue with us, the police, and the RCM says that we're a bad omen.
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
But she says I can stay in a shack she has for free, and explains where everything is in the village. And she explains how there's no church services anymore and what's been going on with that.
Where's the abandoned church? The DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even. Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. Huh. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the night. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
And that's basically it there. That kind of sums it up. And I'll kind of figure out where to post this. All right, thank you.